A warm greetings to all of you. Thank you all for attending this session and, and welcome you all to this 2 hours program on OpenAI in everyday life. The whole objective of this session is to give a perspective to the CIOs so that they'll be able to bring in the required changes in their respective organizations. And as I mentioned in the invite, so we'll not have much of theory. We will have directly the experiments and demos, and so that you will feel the power of OpenAI and which you can take it forward in future. Let's quickly go through the agenda. So we will be covering the first one, the getting started, how to sign in to ChatGPT and Google Bard, and how to prepare articles, blog, and book summary using ChatGPT, and also how to prepare presentations and emails, and how to do proofreading and translation, and how to generate the quiz questions, and how to generate policy documents or process documents using ChatGPT, and then how to generate the documentation is entire software lifecycle development. What are the documents that we are preparing it? How do we generate them? And working with the programming languages and generating the complete code for a simple shopping cart example, and also creating a website maybe for a simple sweet shop, and also using the OpenAI APIs, how to use it in your programming, so we can learn that, and then program performing advanced computing like I mean linear algebra and machine learning, various methods and all those things you can explore. And then how to use video generation using the Pictory AI, and from the text to video, how to do that. And then also we look at what are things that we can plan for the next session. And if any question and answers you wanted to have, we can have that one. Okay. So let's go one by one now. So to get started, these are the two links which are related to ChatGPT and Google Bard. Okay, you can just click on these links, and then you have to make a simple sign-in process, like creating your Gmail account. It will be so simple, and you can use your even Gmail account itself as a sign-in ID for the both the cases. And once you are done with that one, and I think by now you all know that what is GPT stands for. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformers. Okay, so that means all the queries or all the prompt, whatever you are getting it, all the trained very well before, and so that you'll be able to get whatever the way you explore the details. Okay, and of course we all be knowing only mainly about ChatGPT and Bard, and there are other AI tools also available like Bing Chat and MyAI and Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. And there are other many more available. You can explore them. But in this session, I'll just only explain about the ChatGPT and the Google Bard with a couple of examples. So let us start with a simple thing of preparing an article and a blog and also a book summary. Okay, so let me just quickly go through the ChatGPT part. So as I mentioned, when you click on the OpenAI link, that's where you will be taken into. And just quickly explore here, you will just see that one. You have ChatGPT here, okay, and you can directly use try ChatGPT, or you can, if you are first time user, you can just log in and then try it also. And just I already have ChatGPT account. I'm just directly getting into here. Okay, and it has the three things. One is the ChatGPT and DALI and APIs. Okay, so we will start with ChatGPT and we'll cover up DALI in our next session. And then I'll just explain the brief how the APIs can be used. Maybe in one example, I'll just show it to you so you'll be able to do that one. Okay. And similar way, Google Bard, so just bard.google.com. When you click on that, you'll be getting it here. And in both the cases, this is the prompt where all your, I mean, the responses you'll, I mean, all your queries you'll be giving it here, and then the respective tool will respond to your queries. Okay, so let's go to the ChatGPT itself. So let me click on ChatGPT here. So when I click here, the ChatGPT opens up a new session for me. Okay, and here you can see it here there are two versions of ChatGPT is available. One is the ChatGPT 3.5, and this is of course the free version, and GPT-4. This is only you need to pay for it, and so that you'll be able to use the advanced features. Okay, and for the sake of the today's session, I'll be just explaining only the basic things, so you can continue with the free version itself. So I'm just going with GPT 3.5 itself. Okay, and here some of the examples are given here how to go about it. Okay, you can just look at that, and this is where the prompt you are seeing it here. Okay, so here the prompt, so whatever the question, before I go into that, I mean, you are the response what you get it from ChatGPT or Google Bard or any AI tools, it purely depends upon what kind of what is the accuracy or what clarity in which you are giving those prompts. So with that, based on that, you'll be able to get the results. Okay. So here, let me try with a simple one. Okay. So at the end of this session, I'll be sharing this video link and also this material so that you can always explore them. Okay. So I'm just saying that ChatGPT that prepare an article on OpenAI. Okay. So I'm just asking it to give the prepare an article. I'm just going there and then pasting it there. So now I just run it. So here you can see that here every article on OpenAI is being prepared. Okay. So it's so simple that you can just create a brief article on OpenAI and it gives a brief history and the research and development and ethical AI and the responsible innovation and what is the AI's impact and then the road ahead. So this is a simple article which you will be getting it here. Suppose you don't have that much of time to go through this article. Okay, just you want to have a summary of that. Okay, for which what you will be doing it here is just you just give a prompt saying that summarize. Okay, so I just ask it to give summarize. So now I'm just giving it here. You can see it here. It's giving a brief summary about the entire article. Okay, suppose the summary it has given it now. I just want it as a bullet points. The summary as a bullet point. Maybe whatever the way I just wanted it. Okay, I can just request for it. Okay, so now I just go it as summarize as bullets. Okay. So now you can see it here. It has come as a simple bullet points. It's coming here. Suppose you just want to have a summary which is less than 20 words. You want to have a specify like that. Okay. So how to do that? Again, just summarize maximum 20 words. Right. So now I see it here in 20 words. The summary is ready. Okay. So this is how I can just do with a article, and a similar way I can create a blog. Okay. So now just instead of an article here, I just prepare blog. I just make it here. Okay, I'm just giving my prompt here, stating that prepare a blog on OpenAI everyday life. Okay, this creates a blog for me. Okay, you can see that blog content and everything. You'll be able to see it here. Okay, so likewise, I'll be able to do that. And the next we will look at, suppose your friend might have referred a very good book, okay, and you don't have time to go through that entire book. Then in that case, you just wanted to know the just essence of that particular book, okay. So then in that case, for example, let's just go to give the summary of the book. There is an interesting book called Extreme Ownership, and in fact, this is the book I liked it very much because as a leader, I mean, anything happening in the organization, maybe as a CIO, whatever is happening in the organization, you need to take the complete ownership of it. Maybe it can be a technology transformation, or it can be a leadership transformation. So anything can happen. So you need to take the complete extreme ownership for that. In fact, this was a book referred by one of my colleagues. Then I just wanted to know what it is about it. So here is the summary. Let's see. Okay. I just given this book summary, give the summary of the book, Extreme Ownership, with 10 points. I'm just asking it here. So it has given the top 10 points. Okay. Suppose if you are asking for 20 points, it can still give you. Okay. So I can just give. Okay. Here, if you see it here, each of the points are interesting so that you can go through that. Suppose you are not interested on the explanation that is given for each of the point, then what you can do is simply you write it. No, no explanation required. You just put that one and it will generate. See, the good part of ChatGPT is that, or Google Bard is that it can always remember the context which you are in. So that means now I'm not writing the entire thing again. I'm just simply putting no explanation required. To understand that it is with respect to the previous one only. So now you can see it here. All the points have come up separately, these bullet points, so which I can directly use it. All right. So this is how I can just do with the book summary. Okay. And then and sometimes I need to prepare a training material. Like for example, I used to teach my team on Python basics. So I want to know what are the course contents of the Python basics. Okay. Then I just copy that and then I just go to ChatGPT prompt and then just say give the course content on Python basics. Okay. So then it will gives me that what are all the topics I need to cover. Okay. In fact, most of my training materials which I prepared in the organization are based on the ChatGPT only, and which helps me to prepare the various contents, the structure and everything. So it goes for that. Okay. So now you can see how it has created that. All right. All the things in the Python. What are the like basic Python syntax or data structures, the control structures, the functions, modules and packages, file handling, exception handling, and then object-oriented programming, and working with the libraries, right? Introduction to basic algorithms and data structure, and then basic applications. What are the best practices we need to follow? So likewise, we'll be able to know that. Okay. So now this is about the overall about how do you work with articles, blogs, and book summary. Okay. So like that we learn. Let's move on to the next one. The preparing presentations and email. Suppose I just want to give a presentation on machine learning, okay, to the team so that they will understand the basic things about the machine learning. So in that case, I just go there again, ChatGPT. I just copy this. Let me for a change, let me do it in Google Bot. Okay. So I'm just going to there and just asking Google Bot to give the solution. I'm just giving it here. You can just see it here. So now you can see here, it gives each slide what it should contain. Slide by slide, the content it gives to me. You can see the first one, the title slide, and then second slide is what is machine learning, and then the third slide, the type of machine learning, like supervised and unsupervised learning. And then fourth slide is about the examples of machine learning, right? Like personalized recommendations, fraud detection, medical diagnosis, like that. You have to give the examples and benefits of machine learning and challenges of machine learning, and then the conclusion part of it, any questions and any additional site that you need to make it. Okay. And it also gives the good part of Google Bard is that it gives the additional references also for you to go through that. Unlike ChatGPT will not give any other additional resources, but you can get the additional resources here, right? So it's so easy that you just get the content here and then directly go to your PPT. You just start preparing it here. Okay. For a change, and just for example, I just go to Microsoft, Office 365. I just want to copy that presentation content. Slide number one, title slide, is a machine learning, right? I just go to machine learning and just giving it here. Let us see it here. So now let me create a presentation here. So I just given the title slide as machine learning. I just given the title slide, then immediately you can see it here. I just enable the designer option that is available in the Office 365. It automatically gives me the machine learning related backgrounds for me. You can see it here. Okay. The only thing is I will not be able to make use of the paid versions. Okay, wherever the diamond symbols are there, these are all the premium ones where I cannot use the paid one. And I mean, it can be like this. Okay, but otherwise, based on the context, it automatically gives me the background, what are the things I need to use it here. Okay, for example, to know whether it is making the change like this or not. For example, instead of machine learning, let me say a presentation on OpenAI. Okay, so the moment I give that one, then here again the layout will get changed. Okay, based on the context, right? So likewise, this is possible. This is Microsoft's one of the product called Copilot. Okay, so with that I'll be able to do. So that means I can just keep adding my slides and then copy the content whatever the ChatGPT has given to me. So let me go here and then sorry, let me go to bar and then the slide number two. What is the machine learning? Maybe this is what I just copy and then go to my slide and then put a heading there, right? So likewise, right? I'll just be able to do that. I just do only for the slide two, then remaining you can continue. Okay, so like this, I'll be able to create my presentation slide once the content is ready. You can just see here, the moment I just enter the respective text and based on the context, the background colors and everything will change. Okay, so that is the interesting feature about the designer part of it. Okay, and let me go about, so once the presentation is clear, this is about the presentation. The next we'll go to an email. Suppose, for example, my mother is not doing well. I just need a leave required from 3rd October to 7th October. Okay, of course, the dates are already over. Okay, So I'm just copying, I mean, just putting this one. Let's see how ChatGPT is preparing email for me. Okay. So now I'm just going here to ChatGPT and selecting it here. I just given it here. The date format, the way, whatever the format you give it, it understands that accordingly it prepares it. See, I'm just only thinking about just small content, but you see how nicely a beautiful email will be created for me. See it here, the email. So it says that the subject, the request for leave of absence, and then dear manager, the manager's name, the template it gives, and hope this email finds you well. And it says here, and I would like to request a leave of absence from start date it is giving here, end date it is giving here based on what I have given it here, right? And then I intend to return to work on 8th October. You see how nicely it creates that. And also it gives some professional mail like I have informed my team about my absence and ensure that all my ongoing tasks are either completed or appropriately delegated. Like this, all this content will be nicely prepared here. Okay. Suppose assume that your reporting manager is not that much professional and is just an informal message will do. Okay. Then in that case, you can just see how you can do that one. I don't need such a big mail. So what I'll do is I just ask ChatGPT to make it as a medium mail. Okay. I'm just giving it as a medium mail. So you can just see it here. The content is reduced. Still all the essence is remain there and the content is reduced. Okay. But this particular mail, I just want it to be more of it's a professional one. I just want it to be an informal one. Okay. So what is it? I'm just saying that tone informal. Right. So I'm just giving it here informal tone. You can see it here now instead of the hi, the manager's name and all, it just say hi, hey. So it just directly understand that. So what are things need to be done? Okay. So it say the best and all things that get cheers and also more of informal, the email that goes into that. Okay. And quick update, family situation like that, the topic goes here. Okay. So suppose I just want to make it as a humorous email. Okay. So now what I do, I just set tone. Okay. Humorous, I'm just putting it here. So now you can see it here. Mom's got the drama bug. Okay, so like that it says, and you just put that content here completely. Okay, so likewise, you can see look like mom's decided to be a drama queen this week, and I have got this step as a trust six side kick from so and so like that it is giving here. Okay, so you'll be just see that the same mail and with the different tones or the short form. Okay, even I can just make it as short form, short mail, and just say it is even still simple one line mail so that the effect is not lost. Are you getting it here? So the email I can just make it. So any emails, in fact, in the development perspective, for example, in any applications, we just get the automated email alert. For example, in employee registration, when the registration is done, an email alert will be triggered to the individual, right? So those kind of email alerts in the programming. So I mean, whatever the text, a lot of spell check or proofreading and all that I need to spend time earlier. So now what I do is I just put the content, request the chat GPT to prepare that, and then my team can directly use that and then there put it in their coding so that I minimize a lot of time in doing the proofreading and all those things. Okay, that's how it can be used. Okay, so that's what we learned it now here. And then moving on to the next topic, let's look at the proofreading and translation part of it. Okay, so let me take here some English, which whatever comes in the mind, I just prepare it, but I just want to do a proofreading of this. Okay, so now what I just do that is, okay, so here I just put the sentence. I mean, we all know there are a lot of grammatical mistakes are there. In fact, it is even for our naked eye, some of the mistakes will not be known quickly. Okay, so let us see how it does the proofreading. So I just simply put in the sentence itself, proofread at the end. I'm just putting it here. You can just see it here. See here the complete changes. I didn't go to Delhi yesterday. However, the distance between Delhi airport and my friend's home was too far. So that's what it is saying it here. Right? Now let us see the next one. And I just wanted it, I mean, provide the changes in the tabular form with explanation. I'm just asking it here. Okay. And I just add one more text to it also. Let me copy this. Now what I'm doing is I just want it to give me the changes, whatever it has done in my sentences, and so that I'll be able to check. And also I just wanted it to give me an explanation why the corrections have been done. Okay, in a tabular form so that I'll be able to understand that. So now you can just have a look at it here, right? You can see it here. In nowhere in my sentence, I have given that proofread it. Okay, but it understands that because in the my previous context is on proofreading, so it understands that. So it takes the original sentence what it was, and what is the revised sentence what it is corrected, and then what the change it was. Okay, so I didn't went. It got changed to go because did when you use it, you need to go with this present tense only. So similarly, the spelling of Delhi was wrongly mentioned here, so the same was corrected here. Okay, and also the between and only we can always use, not between and to. So automatically it changes the to and. That's what it has done that one. Okay, and then I also my friend's home I need to put that one. So but my friend home I put it here. So that's why it has included a single quote and then I do the changes. Okay, and then I may visit him next week. That's what the thing I just given it here. So it corrected. I may visit him. It changed that one. So assuming that it will happen in the future. So likewise with all the explanation also it can give it to you. Though I have given it for a simple three sentences, assuming that you are writing an article or any blog and all, and you write your text and then you just give it to ChatGPT, do the proofreading, and then also to ask it to compare the changes and then give it to you so that you know where are all the corrections you have done, so that the next time it will be a good learning for you also. It is not that you always train your model, you can train yourself also, right? Okay. And then coming to the next one, suppose I just wanted that corrected sentence to be translated in Tamil, or it can be translated in Hindi. Okay, and I can just get it done here. Okay, so now what I'll do is let me take the same sentences. Okay, so I didn't go to Delhi yesterday. This is a simple sentence. I just take it here. Okay, I'm just putting it here. And let's say translate in Tamil. So then you can just see it here. So it clearly gives me the translation in the Tamil part. So anyway, most of you may not be knowing Tamil. So just for example, I'm just put it in a Hindi now. Okay. So same thing, I just put it in. So now again, I need not to say translate in Hindi. Just I simply put Hindi. It understands that. You just see it here, right? So like that, the translations part, you can do it here for bigger sentences or bigger articles. If you want to do, it can do the very good translation part of it here. Okay. So now let's get into the next one. Next one is about the generating the quiz questions. Typically, we'll be preparing questions, especially when we conduct interviews to the especially technical interviews. we want to have questions. Most of the organization have pre-defined questions, and then try to get the candidates interviewed on those questions, right? Instead of, why can't we use ChatGPT so that you will be getting the questions dynamically, okay, on the spot when you are interviewing a candidate, so that candidate to candidate, a dynamic different questions can be there, okay. So these questions can be multiple choice questions, or it can be fill in the blank, or maybe match the following, or it is the combination of all of them. Okay, so typically what I use for the doing the interviews for the candidates, I used to do that one. And basically, we come from an automotive industry background. I just put the questions in the automotive industry, and you can just change it based on the domain where you are working on that. Okay, so let's quickly go through this here. So let me go to again OpenAI here. So now what I'm saying is generate 10 multiple choice quiz questions on technology trends in automotive industry. That's what I'm just giving it here. Okay. Okay. So you are getting now 10 questions. Okay. But the questions are given, but you don't know the answers. All right. How do you get the answers now? Okay. A simple thing to do is simply say, just ask for answers. That's all. So it will give me for each of the question what is the answer. So that means you can have questions separately, answers separately, so that you can do that one. Okay. So that is where one of the interesting part of the chat GPT. Okay. And for example, you have questions of say I gave 10 questions. If I want 20, so 20 I can generate it. Okay. And like suppose I don't want I mean A B C D. I just only want three choices only. Okay. Then you can control. That's where I just say that based on how you are giving the text to the prompt, then based on that, the responses also will come. So now what I'm saying, 10 multiple choice quiz questions, okay, with three options. So when I just give you three options, it understands that. It just now generates me all the quiz now. Are you getting here? So okay, I can control the number of options which I need it also, right? Okay. So this is one of the interesting part. And the same way, now let's see how the fill in the blanks. Okay. So all the thing is in the normal common sense approach, what you are doing it, you'll be able to get it done. So now let me do this one. Generate 10 fill in the blanks question. You can see it here. It gives me the fill in the blanks questions here. All right. For example, the abbreviation for ABS stands for anti-lock dash system. Okay, typically we all know it is a braking system, right? So like that, so we can see it here. So here again, if you need answers, you can just ask for answers, right? You can see it here. So all the answers will be available. Okay. So this is typically useful, especially for your, I mean, not only for your official purpose, in personal also. Suppose if your children are preparing for competitive exams, if they want to know to test their learning skills and all, so they take up a particular topic and generate dynamically generate the questions and then try to answer by themselves, so that they need not have to depend on any standard materials available. So only biggest challenge will be the accuracy of the answers, because none of the OpenAI products will give 100% accuracy, but still we can rely on, I mean, most of the cases. Okay, and then now let me look at how to generate the match the following questions. So to simplify it, I just change it to generate five. Okay, so now you can see it here. There is five. I mean, the ABC, the question options, and again their explanations. So likewise the functions like that, its options are given here for which one is correct to what. So that's what you need to find out, right? I just gave it for five questions. So let me check answers, right? You can just see it here against it automatically matches and gives me the answers. Okay. So this way you'll be able to do that one. But typically you will not be doing it like this. Sometimes you will have a combination of all of them. All right. So now I just give generate 20 random quiz questions with true or false. And I can also have true or false also. All right. And then multiple choice or match the following. Again on the same topic. I'm just giving it here. Okay. So now you can see it here. I mean, true or false questions. There are five of them, and multiple choice questions. It has given it here, and then you will see the match questions. It has given it here, right? And so likewise, you can just see the things. Okay. So now moving to the next one, and in fact, I used a similar thing and to generate. For example, recently, a company conducted a long service award program for all our employees who have completed 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years in the company. Okay. So what I just once the event was conducted, the management wanted to conduct a feedback form. I mean, conduct a survey on how the event went. Okay. So then instead of creating the questions and various options, again thinking about all the things. So I thought, I mean, I just asked ChatGPT to generate me a feedback form on the long service award event. Okay, let us see how it gives. Okay, new, new. That's what give a feedback form for long service award event. Okay, that's what I'm just giving it here. So now you can see it here. The ChatGPT automatically gives me the questions. Your feedback is very valuable to us, and please take a moment to share your thoughts on the long service award event. Your response will be helpful in improve the event. Okay, this is why it can be your first part of your form. You can just give it. And then these are all the questions, right? How do you rate your overall organization of the event, and how do you enjoy what did you enjoy the most about the event, and where the speeches and presentations engaging and relevant. So like that you'll be finding all those things. Okay, and any additional comments or feedback, and then finally it gives me the thank you for taking the time to provide your valuable feedback. So the entire content is available. So what I did was I just taken this content as it is and then used Microsoft Forms. Okay, so using that forms, I just created this thing and then launched it within 2 hours of time, and people are able to respond, and we are able to close the survey within a day itself, following it up with everybody and close that. Okay, so like this, we will be able to do. Okay, and then moving to the next one. Now let's go with the next topic on how to generate the policy and process documents. Okay, so I think in any organization, we'll be creating a lot of policy documents or process documents or procedure, guideline, and you can name any documentation part. Okay, so all these things we can easily generate through ChatGPT. And just here I'm just taking a couple of examples how it can be created, and the options are plenty. And I mean, typically, for example, an organization where the quality department is responsible for creating the processes and policies, and they can create, you make use of ChatGPT and get all these things done. Okay, or the respective department, maybe they can create their own documentation, whatever is required. Okay, so for example, I'm just taking an example of like we all know that password policy, right? So we just wanted to see how it can comply with the ISO 27001 standard requirements or the HIPAA compliance, right? So then I just want to create a policy document complying both. Okay. And maybe next we will look at how to create a job description for a CIO in automotive role in an automotive industry. So this is typically for HR recruitment team where they'll be preparing the JDs. So how it can simplify the JD part of it. Okay. Suppose if the individual is, I mean, the same using the same JD, the individual can prepare a resume keeping the JD as the reference. Okay. So that's where now today the biggest challenge is identifying which is the genuine resume, because people are using now resume builder AI and all. So it's very difficult to find out the genuine resumes in the market now. The biggest challenge actually. Okay. And then also we'll look at how to get the process documents on an employee onboarding process and how to get that one and keeping the ISO 27001 requirement. Okay. And also you can create a template for an offer letter to an employee joining at a senior level as CIO. So we can just see how an offer letter can be prepared for it. And also how to prepare an NDA document. This may be for your commercial or the procurement department or maybe the purchase department. If they want to have a NDA document prepared for a vendor and who is providing the payroll outsourcing service, so how to get an NDA document prepared for it. So like that you can just name the different scenarios, and based on the thing, just all that you need to do is you put that respective things the way we will be demonstrating here, then you will be able to get your documentation whatever is required. Okay, so let us start with this simple policy password. Sorry, password policy. We'll just go through that. So I'm just requesting ChatGPT to create a policy document on password policy complying with the ISO 27001 and IPA requirement. Okay, so now you can see it here. That policy things it comes here policy, and here you can it talks about how the password need to be created and how the password will be stored and transmitted and how the password is protected and how the password management is happening and how do you to ensure that they're training the importance of strong password to the people to prevent the security. And then the policy review, it can be reviewed on an annual basis to alignment with the ISO 27000 and IPA requirements. Okay, so like this it gives me that. Still you can just go through the password creation. You can see it here. All the passwords must be at least 12 characters long. Password must include a combination of upper and lower case letters, numbers, and a special character. And password should not contain easily guessable information such as names, birthdays, or common words. And employees must not use the same password for multiple systems. So like that, it is giving it here. Okay. And also, you can protection. You can see the system should be configured to require password to change every 90 days. Okay. And user must be log out or log their workstation when they're leaving their desk unintended. So likewise, all these things are being captured in that. All that you need to do is to take this content and anything further modification record, you'll be able to do that one. If you are using a paid version, okay, I mean ChatGPT 4, then in order to copy it also, you can just ask it to be generate output as a Word document or PDF document. You can just put that one. So it automatically generate that particular format of it. But of course, in the free version, you can't do all those things. Okay, that means your documentation you can directly do. And these things will be very much useful, especially for startup companies where they cannot afford to have a dedicated person to create all the documentation and all. So whatever is needed on the fly, they can create it, and then over the period when they get enough experience, then the documents can mature. Okay, but at least the basic documents can be in place so that they can easily get into go for a ISO 27001 certification or HIPAA compliance and all the things. It will be possible. Okay, so let us take the next example. So, like creating a job description, that means JD for a CIO role in automotive industry. So you can just see it here now. The JD is being created. The job title is CIO, I mean Chief Information Officer, and location what you want to specify, you can specify that. It is gives you the placeholder. and then it gives about the company details. It briefly gives, and then what is the job responsibilities it involves. So it means it makes your HR job very easier, or not only HR, maybe the IT department, which they need to give the specifications, they can easily give this kind of information, and so they can fine tune and give it so that to look at professional job description. Okay, you all know that sometimes we're looking at the job description itself, we can see whether we can go to that company or not also, right? So that way you can this will be very useful, and you can make use of this. And then next is I'm just looking at creating a process document on employee onboarding process, right? I'm just going for that. So here you can just see it here. So you look at it here, employee onboarding process document, the purpose and scope it gives here, and it says that compliance is ISO 27000 standard. Because you asked for it, it gives that one also. Okay. It gives the process flow, how the steps that will be followed. Receiving the offer acceptance, preparing the access credential, oriented training, and security protocol acknowledgement, and issuing the equipment and resources, and role-specific access setup, and mentoring the assignment. So like that, it gives all the details. Okay. So this flow chart, it just also it gives me in a CSS format. It gives you. Okay. So you can just receive and it just steps it follows and show it to you. Okay. So this is a flowchart channel as I told again. If you are using the paid version, you will be able to generate it. Otherwise, the simple text it is that's what it is showing you here. Okay, the entire steps of employee onboarding steps. Okay, so like this you'll be able to get. And then I'm just wanted to create an offer letter for the employee onboarding. You can just see it here. So now again asking to give that offer letter for CIO role. So you can just see it here, the offer letter, how it comes. The sample template, the company letterhead, you will be seeing it here, the date, and the employee name and employee address, and you are just putting it here. And what is the position, responsibility, start date, working hours, at will employment, confidentiality agreement, all these things it will be mentioned, and basic contents are in place. So typically it will be useful for a startup company where they need not to spend a lot of time in preparing a template also. Like this, they can easily create one. Okay. And then let take in a thing for NDA document which is being prepared for a commercial function or maybe procurement function. So it gives me an NDA document to me. NDA is a non-disclosure agreement document, right? For payroll outsourcing services. That's what I asked for it. So it gives me that, and then what is the content and everything. And then you will be seeing that disclosing party and receiving party. Then you will be adding all the details, right? All the contents are predefined. So likewise, you can have a customer engage, I mean, master service agreements and purchase orders or anything. You can just generate a sample template and then you can fine tune it for your requirement. Okay. So likewise, you'll be able to create any number of policies and procedures. Okay. So it is always you can explore more. Okay, based on your domain area. Okay. And now coming to the mainly into the CEOs, most of the time will be expected to do a proper documentation of all the project that is being done. So here just we'll see an example of the various documentation that we do in the entire software development lifecycle, right? So we can just see we start with a simple requirement. For example, an employee registration form. That's what the thing you want to develop it, and which will capture the employee ID, name, and date of birth, and designation and salary. Okay, and which in turn need to comply with the ISO 27001 and you have the GDPR requirements. Okay, and so you are first requesting ChatGPT to create a user requirement document. Okay, then once the user requirement document is created, then you will be aiming for the SRS document, and then you are preparing a high-level design document. You are preparing it, and then you may do a detailed design document, and then maybe you prepare a data flow diagram. Okay, and then you want to generate a code using a HTML, Bootstrap, and Python, and MySQL database for the employee registration form. How do I generate that? And then maybe I'm interested to create a unit test case document, which can be in a tabular form, and also an acceptance test case document. And there are other documents as well, like integration testing and all will be applicable. I'm just limiting it and then how to show it here. Okay. So here I'm just giving this requirement. Let us see how the documents are getting prepared. So you can see it here. Below is the sample user recommend document for employee registration form that captures employee ID, name, date of birth, whatever I given it to complying with this one, it is giving it here. So you can just see it here, that introduction part, again it says complying with this one. And the user requirements, it says what is the employee ID, what is the name, date of birth, designation, salary. And you can see it here that basic information, in fact, I have not given all these things right. It automatically understand the context and try to give what are the basic things it has to give. Okay. For example, here the employee current salary details, including the basic pay and additional benefits. The system shall incorporate appropriate data encryption measure to protect the sensitive salary information because you are expecting GDPR compliance, so it is looking at that one. Similarly, you can see it here, the date of birth I gave it here. The employee's date of birth shall be corrected to verify the employee's age for legal and administrative compliance. Again, you can see the system shall provide a date format validation and ensure that the employee is of legal age working it. So all these things are validations are in place. Okay. So like this, it's automatically creates some of the basic contents for us, and the data security and privacy compliance and system and user interface requirements. So all those things it is giving me. Okay. So you can just see that, right? So now for the same employee registration form, I just wanted to create a SRS document. Now I do not have to write the entire story again, right? ChatGPT always understand the context in which you are working. Okay, now I'm just giving only SRS document, prepare SRS document, I'm just putting it here. Let you understand that SRS means software requirement specification document. So you can see it here now, the SRS document is ready. Okay, it gives the complete the layout content and what are things to be there and how it has to be prepared. Okay, so you'll be seeing it here, SRS document. Okay, and then next I'm just asking it to give the high level design document. Okay, prepare a high level design document. So here you can just see it here. So what are all the high level design documents it has to create it. So all the things it will be giving to you. Okay. So now what, this is the basic content. It is giving a template, outline so that you can just elaborate and keep writing for that. Okay. Now I just wanted to have prepare a detailed design document for the same thing. Okay. So now see it here how it prepares it here. So here you can just see it here, the detailed design document, how it prepares and how it goes, right? So all these contents are given here now. Okay. So next what I will be interested is I just wanted to make a data flow diagram for this. Okay. Right. So the data flow diagram, you can just see it here how it can prepare for you. Okay. So likewise it can create it for you. And if you are very specific about preparing a data flow diagram for the employee registration form, I just I just make it much more clearer here. Right. This is how it will be creating it here. Okay. So how it will go, like that you'll be able to see. And then I just wanted to generate a code in HTML, Bootstrap, and Python and MySQL database for the employee registration form. That's what I'm just asking it now. So you can see it here. I mean, this is my basic HTML code, which has the details like employee registration form, it has the name, date of birth, designation, salary, which are all the things I gave it here, right? And then this is the Python. I mean, it is uses the Flask framework, and then it is giving the code for that Flask framework. And then also it gives me the MySQL thing. Also, it just gives me how to put these values into that. Okay, the database also it creates me create a table employee. You can see it here ID name, date of birth, designation, salary. That's all things are ready now. Okay, all that I need to do is I just start using that and then do. For example, it has created the code now. I just simply copy, okay, and then I just go to my Sublime editor, okay. I just paste it here, and it understands HTML. I just say it here. I'm just giving it as employee registration, right? I just gave it here, and let's just now run it, right? My beautiful form is ready because I gave bootstrap, so that's why it's all the bootstrap for things are taken into. Are you getting? Okay, so now I'm similar way my Python code is there, my database so query whatever is required, it has created for that. So accordingly, you can use this info and then you can just create the backend coding also you can complete that. Okay, now for the same thing, I'm just preparing the unit test cases document how to prepare it here. Okay, so now you can see it here. So that unit test case is employee registration. Okay, so enter the valid employee details in the form. Leave one or mandatory fields blank. Okay, and then so let's see whether any error messages are happening, and then they enter the name, and enter an invalid date of birth, enter negative value of the salary. So all these things you can just see all the test cases are prepared here, and test case and what test steps and expected result, and then you can use this for your actual result and you can update it here. Okay, so your test case document is getting ready. Okay, and then next I want to prepare the acceptance test case, right? I'm just preparing it here. So where the organizations are following agile project management methodologies, so you can very well use this kind of tools so that you can increase your productivity very quick, right? So here you can see it here. So all the test case, I mean acceptance test cases also it's prepared now for you. Okay. So like for example, performance testing and database connectivity testing, and then user interface, whether layout and everything is fine or not. Okay. So all those things. Okay. Maybe there are certain cases you'll be seeing the compatibility testing and all those things will come. But your basic content is available. You can just build on it to fine tune it further. Okay. So this way, any newcomers or new beginners or freshers, they can quickly understand and then quickly get used to the tool. Okay, thereby you can increase your productivity in the especially for the developers and testers. Okay, and then now let's get into the once the documentations are prepared. So next question is about next we explore about the programming languages, right? How do we work with the programming part? Where how the ChatGPT help us to reduce the development time? Okay, so let me try to start with a simple one. So generate an HTML code for India's GDP in last 5 years. That's what I'm just asking ChatGPT to give. Okay. So now going here, right? So you are getting this the values, and you are just getting the code here. I'm just copy the code, okay, and let me go to the, and you can see it here at the bottom. It also gives me, you can copy and paste this code in HTML file and open it in a web browser to view the table displaying linear GDP last 5 years. Feel free to modify the table or add more styling to suit your requirement. Okay, so here just it's a plain code only, it has given it here. Okay, so now I just go to my Sublime editor. I just create a new file. I'm just pasting it here. Okay, and then I just save it. I'm just make the GDP. Okay, just save this file. I just simply run. Right, my India GDP value for the last 5 years, because you all know that the ChatGPT has the data only prior to 2021, right? So that data only we can use it for that. So that's where it has given this data here. Okay. And the same thing, if you try with Google Bard, you will be able to get, including the last year, you will be able to generate that. You can explore it. Okay. And then now I just wanted to ask a simple Python program. I'm new to Python programming. Suppose you just want to know, I mean, how to generate a for loop in Python to generate a phi table. Okay. So I'm just going there and just see. Even example for loop in Python to generate phi table. Okay. You can just see it here. It creates the for loop, and it gives you a number as 5, and for loop is created with a high value, and 1 to 11, that means up to 1 to 10 it automatically creates it here, and then you'll be able to print it the phi table. Okay, and interestingly you can also say that run. If I just give it, it gives me the outcome also. 1 minute. Okay, so what it's saying is that file I need to copy and then I need to run. That's what it is giving me the method how to go about it. Okay, so what I do, I'm just copying this Python code. Okay, I just go to my, I mean, Python editor, I mean Python, which I'm using it here. Okay, I'm just going to here and then just say create new file. I'm just creating a file, new file. For loop example, just want to do that one. I'm just giving it here. Okay, so I'm just pasting whatever I got it here. I'm just now saving it and running it. Now you can see here your py table is ready, right? Okay, here I just made a, while saving it, I just put S. So now I just save it here. Now again run it. Okay, so this is how I'm just able to get the output. Okay, so now it is so easy that you may think that it can only solve simple problems. Okay, I'll just show you how what are the other things it can do. Okay, so coming here again, and suppose I just want to make some error in the for loop, and I just want to ChatGPT to fix the error. Okay, let us see how it will be fixed. Okay, I'm just simply saying that fix the error. So before that, let me copy fix the error. It seems corrected version it has given it here. I'm just copying this. Okay, I'm copying this code. I just put it here. And here, what I'm trying to do is typically in Python, the for loop, you need to have a colon at the end. I'm just removing that. Okay. And then I just use at the end of num, okay, this one I'm just putting a semicolon here. Okay. Typically, a Java developer always have a habit of putting a semicolon at the end. Okay. So these are the small two mistakes which I'm doing it here. Okay. And then what I'll do is at the end of it is, so here what happens is the corrections include addition of colon at the end of the for loop. It is corrected, right? And then also removing the semicolon after the product calculation, whatever I gave, that's also it is removed, right? So it can do all these corrections also, it can do that one. So that is a very interesting part of it. Assume that I have this Python program, but I just want to generate the same thing, I mean, convert into Java. Okay, so how do we that one? Okay, so what I'll do is here, I just again I copy this. Okay, what I'll do, convert below code to Java. That's what I'm just giving it here. Okay, and then what I'll do is, so you can just see it here now. In Java, it is giving it here. So whatever I gave, so the equivalent Java thing, I'm getting it here. Okay, so like that, it is easier to do. And suppose if you are familiar with one particular language, you can do the same thing in multiple languages as well. Okay, currently, for example, we are working in automotive, embedded systems where the automotive ECUs and there will be programming will be done using CAPL programming, right? And we want to be most of us are Java and Python programmers, but we want to understand how the CAPL programming is working and what is the syntax and all. And with our knowledge in Java or Python, so we just run that one using CAPL. So let us see how to do that one here. Okay. Okay, 1 minute. I think there is a language error. I just put that one exactly. 1 minute. Yeah, now you can see it here, right? This is what you'll be able to see it here. In that program, you'll be able to generate it. That way, we can easily, quickly adapt to one programming language to another programming language by understanding the syntaxes of the language. Okay, and not only that, and there are few things which I explored. For example, any programming language, I mean, there will be always a standard things that you need to know. For example, what is how the variable declaration will be done, and what are all the various operators are available, and what are the expressions you are learning it, or what are the control flow statements that you are seeing it. So all those things will be having it, right? So suppose if I'm just interested to do an how the Python, Java, and R language, okay? I just want to compare all of them with respect to the control flow in Python, Java, and R language. I want to put it in a tabular form with the languages as the column heading and control flow as the rows. I just want to keep it here. Okay, so let us see how it shows. So now you can see it here. This is the control flow, and you have conditional like a looping, switch case, exception handling, break, continue. You will be having different things, right? And a similar way, you can just check it in Python how it will be the syntaxes, and Java how the syntaxes will be, and then in R language how it will be, right? So like that you can easily compare it. Okay, the same thing. Just if you want to compare in the I mean, for example, I mean operators, then I can also do the same way, right? I can do like this. I simply say compare operators in Python, Java, and R. Okay, so just I'm just giving it here. So you can just see it here. Operators, arithmetic operator, assignment operator, all those operators are available here, and how it will be represented in each of the language, and you'll be able to do a thorough comparison of that. Are you getting here? So like that, you'll be able to do that one. So that quickly will be there are about 150 plus languages are there in the world. Okay, so you can quickly understand, learn any of the new languages in a very short period by using this. Okay, and this is about how the basic programming part, how to go about it. Likewise, as I told that if you have a code, and you can also copy it, and then you can just ask ChatGPT to give the recommendation, like a code review, we will be doing it, right? It can give you the recommendation, so that with the recommendation you'll be able to do. Okay. So now let us get into the next one. Suppose, how do I create I have my requirement. I need to create a complete code, I mean backend programming code, which is in Python. Okay. I just give you an example here. I mean, create a shopping cart program in Python with a dictionary for items in stores with item quantity and unit price. That's what I just, what are the items that are in the stores, I'm just putting it here. And then provide an option for user to select for adding the items to the shopping cart. So you are asking user to select it. And then deleting the items also, I just wanted to give an option. And then finally viewing the invoice details with the item, quantity and amount. That's what I just wanted to see the invoice finally. And then the total amount, I mean, once all the items are taken, the shopping cart, what is the total amount? So everything in a tabular form is what I just needed it. See, if you look at it here, the way you are writing the prompt, and in fact, one of the biggest highly paid job today is the prompt engineers, right? Because the more the clarity they have how to ask the questions, then they'll be able to get their best out of the ChatGPT or any OpenAI tools. So now I'm just taking this example. Let us see how ChatGPT is preparing this particular shopping cart program for me in Python. Okay, so I just given the same requirement here. I just, you can see it here now. The complete program is readily available. Okay, whatever I'm just getting it here. Okay, it gives me, there are a couple of items like apple, banana, orange, like that it has taken, and then the quantities it has taken, and what is the unit price of that, because that's what I asked in the store, items in store, so it automatically creates here. And then in the my shopping cart, which I'm just declaring empty, and then I'm just adding to the cart, I'm just creating a function so where the items can be added. Not only does that, it just checks that if the item is more than the available quantity, then also those checks and balances also in place. And then you can see that invoice format, I asked for item quantity, what is the amount, right? And also I asked for the overall total. That's where you can see the overall total here. Okay, then you will be having the different functions. You are having it here, you will be calling the different functions here. Okay, the same thing. Okay, in a different way, I mean, which I generated, I will just show it to you. Okay, So this is how it, I mean, in fact, the chat GPT, what will happen is the time to time it will not give the same thing. If you run it again, you will not get the same response. You will be getting a different one. So I'll just show you how it created to me in my previous version to just to save the time here. Okay. So I just kept this program what it gave me earlier. So the chat GPT example which is given to me. Okay. So the shopping cart example here. So whatever it has given to me earlier, so these are all the items in stores like apple, orange, mango, banana, like that. It is given the quantity and everything. Okay, sorry. Um, so the apple, banana, orange. This is how what ChatGPT has created for me. Okay, and all this code which I just now explained, how to add and how to remove from the cart because I gave delete, and how to display the invoice. So invoice format, you can see it here, and then the different options how it gives. Okay, now just quickly run this program and see it here. Run. So stop and return. Okay, now I'm just running it here. Okay, that's a typing error. Okay, so now I'm just let me run it here. So now the moment I run this program, it gives me an option, five options. It's giving display the available items in the store, or add items to the cart, remove items from the cart, and view the invoice and exit. Okay, and if, for example, I just want to see what is there in the, display the items in the store. I'm just giving it here number one. So you can see it here. It has given me and just increase the size. You can see it here. Apple, it's available 10 and price, what is the value? And banana 15 and orange 12 are there. Okay. So now I'm just adding to the cart. Okay. So what I'm just doing it here is, I just let me say apple. Okay. And it is asking me what is the quantity. Sorry. So what I need to do is enter your choice. It says, sorry, I need to put add items to, okay. And then I'm just saying apple. And then it is asking me about the quantity. Let me say 4. Okay. And then again it is asking me, I'm just again adding one more item, which is banana. Okay, and it is asking for the quantity. I'm just saying 3. Okay, and now the two items are added it here. Now I just wanted to view the invoice. Let me give you option 4. So my invoice is here. See, I gave 4 items of apple and banana, the quantity, because it is multiplied with the value, the unit rate, whatever is given here. For that it is multiplied. Okay, you can just see it here. Once you get that one, the overall total, right? This is what I just asked ChatGPT to give me a program. You see how much time would have taken for you to prepare a program like this. Okay. In fact, this is how my original code, which I prepared without depending on ChatGPT. I just created that. And then later I just try to want to revalidate whether the ChatGPT is able to create similar output. And this is what the output I got it. Okay. Okay. So likewise, we'll be able to create the interesting code. Okay. And then coming to next, the next topic is about the, suppose I'm just interested in creating a website. I do not know how to create a website. I mean, you can, you beginner to the IT world itself. Okay. So now I just want to create a website for a sweet shop named Agra Sweets. I just want to use a basic HTML and Bootstrap. Okay. So let me see how to create this thing. Just copying this website. I given the requirement because more the detail I give, more the detail input I'll get it here. But I just only I'm just explaining the features and then you can fine tune and then make much better programs. Okay. So now I'm just giving it here. So it's creating a website. Okay. So my first code because I just used I wanted a bootstrap. So my bootstrap CSS link is added here. Okay. That's what you can see it here. My bootstrap is JavaScript link also added here at the bottom of it. Right. And then now let me copy the code. Okay, the page is ready. Let me understand what it means and let me go to my Sublime editor. Okay, now just create a new page here. Okay, I just copied it here. Now let me save it. So now what I'm doing it here, I'm just going to my, I saved this in my, I just created a folder called Sweet Shop website. Okay, I'm just going there and just adding. Let me call it as home page. Okay, or just simply call it as home and then just save. Okay, now I just done this one. You can just see it here that file is created now. Just let me run this on the browser. You can see it here. My simple website is ready. Okay, and my home is available. About us, the product and contact us. All the things are the tabs are ready now. Okay, now each of the pages I need to create now, right? So what I do is I just created home now. Okay, this is my logo where I can just give the logo for it. Just study the code once, it will give you an idea to it. So if you see it here, I mean, this is the title, Agra Sweets, it comes here. And here you have Neobar brand. So that's where you are just giving the brand image. You can just give it here. Currently it is empty. The empty link is given here. So you can give a suitable link. And I also given a home, about, products and contacts. It come automatically. So I'm just again, these are not having any link here. Okay. So now that I do not know how to create it, even my home page or my about us page or products and even the contact us page, right? So let me quickly ask for create an about us page. Okay. So and again, let me request ChatGPT to give me that. Create an about us page. Okay. As usually know, it refers the context. I'm just again creating it here. It's again create the same thing, and about us page is now ready. So what I'll do is I just copy the code again. Okay, now let me go to my switch shop and then I just add one file and paste it here. Okay, so now what I'm just doing it, I just save the file. Now the about, I just given it here about us. Okay, is the file name, just gave it here, I just save it here now. Okay, so now because here it is the file name is about.html. Okay, you can straight away link that one. Okay, now what I'll do is here, this is the file name, just giving it here for about. Okay, so now what I'll do is I just rename it here. I just change it to, okay. So once I'm done with this, so let me save this one. So let me go to my home page also. The home page I just gave about.html. In my about HTML also, I just have this page given name given here now. Okay. So let me now go to that website. Okay. Let me open the browser. Okay. Now if I go to about us, the about us content is ready and it automatically given a just a generic text, right? You can just give some like the way we created the email, just to give some bullet or idea points and it asks it to give the content maybe more poetical way or professional way or informal way. The tone you can set it and accordingly that the content will be generated here, you can use it here. Okay, so now that I just need a products page, I need to create it here. So what I'll do is I just go. So products page, I need it. I mean, let me just quickly see products.html. That's what I need to create now. Okay. So again, let me go to ChatGPT. Prepare products page. And what I'm doing is prepare product page using Bootstrap cards. I'm just asking to use the Bootstrap cards so that it will look very nice. Okay, let us see. Okay, so now let us not get into the code. I just let me copy. You will see how it will happen here. So now what I'll do is I just copy this code, and then again just go to my Sublime editor and then add this file products. I just give it as the products now. Okay, let me save it here. Okay, now let me go to my home page and then here products. Let me give it as I gave this name now. Okay, so now let me run it again. Now let me go to my products page. You can see it here. All the cards are here, right? The Rasgulla, Gulab Jamun, Jalebi. These are all not things I just given it here. So I can just quickly have it just images put here, and then this images will be ready. The product will be made available. Okay. So likewise, I can just go for contact us again, right? In this contact us, what I will do is I just go here and so create contact us page using Google Forms. I'm just giving it here using Google Forms. I'm just asking it to create this one. So now it creates the okay. So here again the contact page is ready. So I'm just copying the code again. Here let me go to my editor. Just create a new one. Maybe contact.html is the file name. So let me save this. Okay. Now let me save it here. Okay. Now I'm done. Let me go to my home page. I just change it to contact.html. Okay. So now let me run the home page now. Okay. So now go to my contact page. Okay. It gives me all these options here. The Google form. So that means I need to embed my Google form, right? So unless I embed it, it has given a placeholder for me. I just give the Google form, then I'll be able to do that one. So that's what it is giving it here. So now you can just see it here. You can easily navigate from every page, right? That's how you can develop it. And you can just in a few minutes you see we are able to create a such thing, and more thing you can do. I mean, you can beautification using themes or different bootstrap styles or bootstrap options. You can just look at it like that. You can create it here. Okay, so once you know basically how to work, and then very, I mean, the rest of things are left to your imagination. Okay, so now let me move on to the how do I use an open AI APIs, how can I use that? Okay. So till now, whatever you have done is like people how they are using Microsoft Word or Excel, they just do it like an end user. Like in ChatGPT, that's what we have done as an end user part of it. But as a OpenAI developer, how I do that one? Okay. So for this, all that you needed is you need to have an API, which you can use the key, and with that you can run your program. I just show a sample example. Then with that you'll be able to do that. Okay. So for that, what you need to do? Okay, first go to your OpenAI, and you have the options here called AI API. Okay. So when you go to that API overview, you can just understand more about the APIs, how they are working, and all those things. Okay. Typically, you'll be able to do that one. So now what I'm just doing it here is, so now pricing part, I'm just looking at it here. Okay. One minute. Let me go to the login itself and then just go to API. Okay. So here I'll be knowing my API. Just if I go to my, because I already registered myself, I just want to see my account. Okay. So I just go here, and this is my account where my key will be created here. Okay. My API key will be created here, and this is my billing. Okay. I just only, I mean, used $5 just only for my learning purpose. I just put that one, and so that I can experiment the various features in the paid version. Okay. And then you can also see it here, your all your API keys, what are all you are using it. You will be finding that one, so that anytime you can copy and use it in your program. Okay. So what I'll now do now is I just use this my API key and just simply how do I call it in my program. Okay. So typically, I mean, before explaining that one, let me show how it works. Then I can tell you internally about the code. Okay. So now let me go to my PyCharm editor. Okay. And then ChatGPT, a simple API, I mean, which I use it here and then show it to you. So here all that I need to do is I need to import the OpenAI package in my PyCharm editor. Okay. And then once I import the OpenAI, then this key which I generated, I will just copy and paste it here. Okay. I mean, ChatGPT by default, it will give me I mean, sample thing, and I have to replace it. That's why it gives here. Okay. And then once I've done that one, and it tells which is the engine it is using it here. I'm just using text to DaVinci 002, the engine which I'm using it here, ChatGPT engine. Okay. And then how many number of tokens I can just restrict it, because to reduce the cost, because all these API calls, whatever you are making, it will take your money for that. Okay. And in detail, I will explain about how the pricing and how on what basis it is calculated, all those things. Maybe in the next session, I'll just explain that. Okay. And just I'm just created a simple, because in ChatGPT, all that you need is in user input only, right? So user input, I just say that tell me a joke. That's what I'm just giving it here. And then the chat GPT should give me a response. The chat GPT is that whatever the input I gave, for that it has to give a response. And I'm just printing that chat GPT response here in my program itself. All right. So now let me see it how it happens. Okay. So now just quickly run this one. You can see it here. I used my chat GPT. I mean, tell me a joke. I gave it here. It gives me a joke now. Why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? Right? That's what it is. A simple one it has given to me. Okay. I can use anything here now. For example, like the way whatever the prompts so far I have done it. Okay. I can just say, okay, and prepare an article on OpenAI. That's what I'm just giving it here. Okay. Let's simply just given that one. And then I'm requesting it to run. Okay. You can see it here. The OpenAI document, everything, it just shows the complete one. But because I just gave the limitation of my tokens, how much it can take, so it restricts it. Actually, every I mean 4 characters is equal to one token. Okay, so that I just given the restriction so that my cost can be reduced. Okay, so if I'm paid version, then I can do. I mean, sorry, if it is I mean a professional in the company, then I can just explore it more with a more number of this one. The basic thing operations, I'm just checking it here. Okay, so likewise, how we can as a developers can use the chat GPT. Okay, and then mostly we are coming towards the end. The last interesting part, we'll just see it here. I mean, here that's I mean, as I explained here, you are just using the API key, and then you are defining the function like chat with GPT. Okay, and then you're just giving a prompt, and then you are just giving the engine which you are using it, and then your stops, and then your temperature is nothing but your accuracy, right? So for better accuracy, what is the value you can set between that, and then you're just returning the response. That's what you are getting it here. Okay, so it's a simple way to understand the code. Okay, and then coming here, the next part is about the like whether I can use ChatGPT to solve advanced computing like linear algebra equations. Whether I can solve it, you can let us see how we can solve this one now. Okay, and just let me take this one. Let's go to OpenAI. I just say solve the linear equations given below. The two equations are there. I mean, ultimately, I'm interested in finding what is the value of x and y, right? I'm just giving it here. Can you see? I mean, my values are x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 1, right? Just to check it whether it is correct or wrong, you just see it here. 2 times x value 4 is 8, and then 3. So 8 plus 3 is 11. So this condition is satisfied. And then here x is 4 and minus 2 times y is nothing but 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2. So this also satisfied. That means the output what it has given is right. Okay. So it is gives you an explanation also, and also you can see it here. It can solve using, I mean, you can solve using matrices. You can even solve using substitutions or elimination method. Different methods you can use and solve. That's what it gives it here. Okay, and likewise you can experiment with your differential calculus, numerical methods, or your various statistical. I mean, problems, whatever you are having it, all those things will be able to solve it here, especially when you go for machine learning and all, you'll be having all advanced programs, right? So those things also will be able to run it. Okay. And then coming to the next one, I mean, if I give a small script, a story, and whether I'll be able to generate a video for the typically you would have seen a lot of YouTube videos are being generated for every topic, right? So how do I create a simple video which can be used for my YouTube, I mean, videos? Okay. So for example, I'm just asking ChatGPT to give me a motivational story on focus. I mean, what is the importance of focus? I just want to get a story for that, and using that story, whatever it is giving to me, there is a text it is giving me, right? But to create a video, you need a storyline, right? So that it will give it to me. And then I use my pictory.ai tool. Okay. So when I use that one, then it gives me the complete video, how it will be generating it here. Okay. So let me show how it will be creating a story now. And just give a motivation story on focus. Okay. Just go here, go to chat GPT. 1 minute. Okay. So you can see it here. This motivation story it is coming here. Okay. Once upon a time, a small village, there was a young boy named Arjun. Okay. Like this story starts here. Okay. And time to time, it will be keep changing the name, or if you want your for your story, if you want to specify a name, and you can specify as well. For example, story of give me a motivation story. Uh, Aryan on focus. So I can just I have my own character also defined. Okay, so it just gives me the same thing here. right? So it just puts that Aryan in the name in the story, right? Okay. So what I'll be doing is here for this story, if you ask my people to read that one, they may find it difficult, especially the children. If you want to put it as a video, then they will be liking to watch that one, right? And typically, what happens here in the company also every day, the morning meetings, I request my team to share a motivational video whenever we start our Scrum daily Scrum meeting. I mean, which may be 5 to 10 minutes. It will go for that. On a round robin basis, each one will be presenting it here. On a particular day, if somebody is not able to prepare an YouTube video is available, then I will tell them to just use the ChatGPT, just create a story live, and then read the story as it is. Okay, so that's how we use ChatGPT on a daily basis. Okay, so here now, for example, I got the story now. I just went to make into a video now. Okay, let me show how I'll be making it here. And for that, I need to go to, pictory.ai is the website where I need to go for that. Okay. And for simplicity, I just reduce the storyline only to the three paragraphs. Okay. I'm just using the storyline. Okay. And then I just try to generate the video. Okay. I'm just copying this video now. I just go to now pictory.ai. I'm giving it here now. Okay. Once you go here, you need to just, you can also create using your Google account. You can create an account here and you can have a free trial. And but if you want to have bigger videos to be created, then you need to make a pay for that. Okay. So now for I'm just doing a free trial only. Okay. I'm just logging in now. I just log in with my email ID, which I already have. Okay. So now what I'm just doing is here is I just logged in now. There are multiple ways. For example, script to video. Suppose I created a script and then based on that I just generate a video. Or if I have an article and the article I can convert into video and which I can give a link of that article. And then edit the video using a text itself. I can just do that one. This is a now advanced feature. And then visuals. Suppose if I have certain visuals like images I have, and then based on that I can just create a video also. Okay. So I just to show for the convenience of the time, I just take one example, script to video part. I just take a proceed here. Okay. So the moment I go here, I need to continue copy the text which I copied, right? So this is the story, right? Storyline goes here, and just I write it as the motivational story on focus. That's what I'm just giving it here, the title. Okay. Then what I do is the total it has about 787 characters. Okay. The spell check and everything it is doing it already. Okay. Now I'm just saying proceed. Okay. Once I'm here, it gives me different templates. What kind of templates I just want to use it. It gives me that. I can just pick up any of the templates which suits to my storyline. Okay. Right. So what I'll do is I just take one of the template like maybe at this template I just choose it here, and it also gives me an aspect ratio. It gives me that I just want to see it on my laptop, so I just choose this screen size. Okay. Now you can see it here. It starts creating my story now. Okay. All the visuals related to that, it automatically searches in the web, and then it would ensure that the video visuals are now it is ready. Okay. And creating about 9 scenes with those script which I given it here. Okay. You see this is the story now. Okay. And you can see it here, all this scene number one, scene number two, then the individual stories it automatically creates here based on the script which I gave it here. Okay. And wherever images are required, it will put the image. Wherever short videos are required, it creates it here. Okay. Now let's see that quick preview of this one, how it happened, whether it is done. I'm not doing any editing at this point of time. Okay, and also I'm just there is an audio available which automatically inbuilds the background of audio and everything it gives the voice of the person. You have a flexibility to change your voice of your own choice. It can be your own voice also. You can give that one. All those things you can do. Okay, now I'm just saying that preparing the video for a preview. You can just see how it works. See the same typical follow here. Once upon a time in a small village, Johnny was a dreamer and he had a big aspirations for coming to the language, so the language was the background. And he would spend hours of drawing making images for videos or somewhere. And then and in a here something is very hard to learn with the doctor, that's why it's very about the future. So then we just wanted to look at what we figured out. That's how it's in the process. And then Sunday and then office there is very happy to okay. So now you can see here the video now background. How much time you would have got it for creating 1 minute video? You didn't do anything actually, collecting all the videos, searching and putting the images and all those things. And because I'm just doing a recorded session, I'll not be able to play how the audio will look like. Okay, so then I can just show it to you how it works. Okay, and now you can just because I'm just the free version, you will not be able to download, but you can copy the preview link and then you can just use it any number of time. Okay, so that's how it can be done now. Okay, I mean this is the about how I convert a video part. Okay, now having done the most of the features by now would have explored it, and there are a lot of things to learn. And in fact, AI is a very powerful tool, and it's really helping a lot. And technology transformation every time, and different eras, the different technologies keep coming, and definitely it will be going to be a good enabler for the mankind. And if we all try to make use of this technology and for the right way, and definitely it is a very powerful tool, okay, in our day-to-day work. So this is the basic thing in the intellectual section, which as I promised, I have not got into the theory part. The most of practical, I just want to share it, and so that to explain the power of AI. Okay, and there are a lot of ways to explore. Like moving forward, the Chat GPT now has the option to see, hear, and speak. That means you can upload an image, and based on that image, you can also give the requests. Okay, and also it can hear. That means you can give audio voice, and it can also respond to you back and giving a voice also. Okay, so that's all the powerful things that's coming up, and you can experiment them. And then DALI 3 is also one more. When you give a text, it automatically converts the images of whatever the text it refers to, and dynamically it creates the images. And also you can just deep dive into the OpenAI APIs. You can just go through that, and then how you can use it in your day-to-day programming it here. So these are all the next steps that you can do. And in fact, thank you all for the great opportunity given to me to share this learning. And always, I mean, feel free to contact me anytime you have any doubt and try to know more about it. And we can mutually learn together, and we can make it betterment. I mean, make being a CIOs of the future, and we can definitely make it as make the world a better place to live for everyone. And definitely, it is our responsibility to make the younger generations to understand the power of AI, and so that they are not having the fear of that their jobs are at stake. They are have a greater opportunity to do. And we would have seen in the past what the things the technology would have done. People thought that when everything automation happens, people will be jobless. In fact, India got the highest number of jobs because of this IT transformation. Similarly, so AI is going to bring in a bigger transformation. Let us get prepared for it. Let us make the next generation prepared for it and take it forward. With this, thank you all. once again for your time and attention. Have a wonderful learning further. Let's connect again in the next session. Bye, everyone.